A man walks out of his home on a quiet summer afternoon. He says he'll be back before dinner. He doesn't take his bag, his wallet, or even a jacket. And then, he never returns. No clues. No evidence. Not a single trace. For 27 years, his family believed he was dead. Until one day, deep in the forests of Maine, a hunter noticed something strange. A faint sound. A metal clank. Like someone, or something, was living where no human should be. This is the unbelievable story of Daniel Whitmore, the man who disappeared for almost 3 decades. On July 14, 1986, 28-year-old Daniel Whitmore stepped out of his small house in Cedar Creek, Maine. He lived with his mother and younger sister. He had recently lost his job and had been struggling emotionally. That day, he said only one thing. "I'm going for a walk. I'll be back soon." But the hours passed, and Daniel didn't come home. By nightfall, his mother called the police. A full search began the next morning. Officers. Volunteers. Dogs. Search teams sweeping the nearby woods. But they found nothing. No clothing, no footprints, no signs of a struggle. It was as if he had simply vanished into thin air. Weeks turned into months. Eventually, the search was stopped, and Daniel's name was added to the list of long-term missing persons. The town mourned. His family slowly accepted the worst. For 27 years, silence. Between 1986 and 2013, there wasn't a single clue that Daniel was alive. No bank activity. No ID renewal. No medical records. No contact with anyone. His social security number lay untouched. There were no sightings, no rumors, nothing. Even for missing person cases, this was unusual. Most people leave some footprint. But Daniel left none. People assumed he had died somewhere in the forest and his remains were never found. But the truth was far stranger. When police arrived, they were shocked. Fingerprints confirmed it. This was truly Daniel Whitmore, missing since 1986. For the first time in decades, Daniel spoke to other people. Slowly, he explained what happened. When police arrived, they were shocked. Fingerprints confirmed it. This was truly Daniel Whitmore, missing since 1986. For the first time in decades, Daniel spoke to other people. Slowly, he explained what happened. Why he left. Daniel said he had been overwhelmed with depression and anxiety. Losing his job, feeling like a burden, he wanted to clear his head. But when he walked deep into the woods, he panicked at the thought of returning home. He felt ashamed. So he kept walking. Building the cabin. He found an abandoned summer camp and scavenged materials. Sheets of metal. Old wooden boards. Broken furniture. Nails. A cast iron pot. Piece by piece, he built a small cabin in a hidden part of the forest. How he survived. He lived with almost nothing. He fished in the nearby lake. He collected berries and mushrooms. He used a handmade stove to keep warm in winter. He collected rainwater and melted snow. He said winters were brutal. "Some nights, I thought I wouldn't wake up," he admitted. He avoided hikers, campers, and hunters. For nearly 3 decades, he didn't speak a single word to another human being. His beard grew long. His clothes turned to rags. Seasons blended together. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Year after year. He lost all sense of time. When Daniel was taken back to Cedar Creek, he looked like a ghost from another era. But the world he returned to was completely different. Cell phones. The internet. Tablets. New cars. New buildings. He was confused by automatic doors and shocked by smartphone screens. His mother had passed away years earlier. But his younger sister was still alive. When she saw him, she broke down crying. "I thought you were dead," Daniel quietly replied. "I almost was." Psychologists examined him and confirmed severe social anxiety, long-term depression, effects of chronic isolation. The town came together to help him. They gave him food, clothing, and a place to stay. Daniel said the hardest part wasn't survival, but learning to live around people again. After decades in the quiet forest, the noise of modern life was overwhelming. He often sat outside, looking at the trees, missing the silence. Daniel Whitmore's story is one of the most unusual disappearances in modern history. A man who walked away from everything and survived alone for 27 years. People disappear for many reasons. Some run from danger, some from others. And some, like Daniel, run from themselves. His story reminds us that sometimes the greatest wilderness isn't the forest outside, but the one inside our own mind.